So, hello, good evening, everyone. So, today we have one of the most prominent figures of Indian football, Ranjit Bajaj. So, welcome to the show. So, first of all, I would like to ask you how you are feeling in coming to our portal.
I am so happy to be on The Voice, and it's a pleasure to be on here, Chakravarti, and it's a great time and hope we're going to have a great discussion.
Okay, sir. So, my first question is regarding Delhi Football Club. The Delhi
Hmm.
Football Club still now has an excellent session till now. So recently they are on the top of the ID qualifiers table. So what the vision of the Delhi FC? Because Minerva we have saw has a huge vision in connecting to the youth. The youth footballers come up. So Delhi FC, what it will offer to the Indian football?
Yes, bro. So we are trying to build the same thing with Minerva. See, the boys are all from our academy, and the structure is the same. The youth development you see is going to be the same because the whole head academy is Minerva, and all the products you see of Minerva. So it's basically the same thing. And the name is different, but everything else is the same. The logo is almost the same. So the point is that we are trying to get back to where we were and do it in a way where we don't buy players and get there, but we make our own players. So all the boys you see performing right now are not known in the Indian football circuit before we started playing because they were made from our academy. And now, like all other products, they are also going to be well known. So the whole point is giving them my senior club is always the whole point is to give a platform to these youngsters to be able to compete with the best in the country. So even though we were not even in the second division then, and we still got a invite to Durand Cup, which shows that the people in the footballing country, do they know that no matter what level we are playing at, if Minerva's backing the team, they'll have a good team, and which we proved in the Durand Cup when we reached the quarters and lost to eventual the champions FC Goa. Can you hear me, bro? I think if everyone else can see me and hear me, can you hear me, bro? Yeah.
Okay, sir. So the next question to you is that recently the performance of Indian national football team is not up to the mark. Recently, we saw they drew with Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. So, why this type of thing? Is it due to
See,
the
by not
calendar
only
that
that,
is?
I would count yesterday's match against Nepal also a draw. वो तो बच गए हम. Because I mean, if you score against a team in the 86th or 87th or 85th minute, that's basically, you almost escape by the skin of your teeth. It's always known as a last minute winner. So anything after the 80th minute is supposed to be that, the other team could have pulled it off, and it could have happened. And I don't think that victory against Nepal should be something we should be proud of because that should be expected. There are some things as India we should expect. Okay, fine, at this level, at this time of our development, we cannot beat Germany, and we as fans know that. And if we play Germany and lose to them, we'll understand. The same time, if we play Iran or South Korea and Japan and we lose to them, we'll understand. But Indian fans cannot understand when we can't beat Sri Lanka, who are ranked 205 in the world. So Novi Kapadia sir yesterday tweeted that all these rankings are very manipulated, and the AIF has done a very good job in manipulating these rankings. That means they have played it very, very smart. Our actual ranking should be not less than 140, 150. And I'm being very honest here. That's where India actually stands right now. So doesn't matter what the ranking is, that is what our level is. 140, 150. And that's a very sad statement coming in for who? For FSDL. Why? Because they keep on saying I'm after corporate. I'm not after corporate. What they have done with ISL is brilliant. Hats off, great. But FSDL means Football Development for India. That's what it Football Sports Development Limited. And that's what they said. We'll take over AIFF and we'll develop the sport in India. They never said that we'll only develop ISL because that's what they're doing. They're not even developing I League. They're not developing second division. They're not developing youth leagues. They only concentrate on ISL. So when you only concentrate on the top and not on the bottom, the pyramid becomes not a pyramid. Pyramid का मतलब triangle. फिर triangle नहीं वो ऐसे बन जाता rectangle. इनफैक्ट हमारा रेक्टेंगल ऐसा है कि हमारे हाईएस्ट लीग में 12 क्लब 13 क्लब है, फिर हमारे आई लीग में 11 क्लब है और फिर हमारे सेकंड डिवीजन में 9 क्लब है. तो हमारा उल्टा पिरामिड है. And how do you do anything if you do that? See, in any country which does well, you have to have a strong pyramid where promotion and relegation is there and merit is the number one factor. And in India, all the money, merit is not there and money is being spent on what? Only on ISL. And okay, अगर वो clubs जो ISL में खेल रहे हैं, if they were making 500 crores a year, trust me, I can guarantee you, the ISL clubs would have spent at least 50 crores in youth development. But they are losing 50 crores a year. So who's the one who's making money? Star Sports and FSDL. So how is Indian money ever going to benefit from ISL? I want to ask very simple question. They are saying no, we are giving them 2 crores a year as grant money for developing the youth teams. Other than Bangalore FC, which is basically an I League team, I don't consider them to be an ISL team. Bangalore FC is an I League team which went to the ISL. That is why they have a proper structure and a residential academy. Other than that, I don't think there is anyone in India who has been producing players. So all these clubs who have got crores and crores of rupees are spending basically nothing on youth development. And if that is the case, which is happening, what's the point? Who's going to develop the players? And I League clubs do not have that budget. Second division clubs do not have the budget. How many Minervas are there? Only one. So when I say I want 100 Minervas, I don't mean I want 100 branches of Minerva. I want 100 places like Minerva, where there are residential academies all over the India who are only focused on new development. Unless that happens, we will never beat Sri Lanka or Nepal or even all these countries. I'm guaranteeing you, we are going the opposite way. So if today we cannot beat Nepal, that means we have gone not become better because of the level of ISL. We have gone down, and that's shown to you. Because ISL has made sure we don't even have one striker. Why? Because they had 7 foreigners playing. Because they were not bothered about development. They were bothered only about making ISL look good. When you're bothered about only making your league look good and not development, why? Because it's not AIFF who's heading the body, it's ISL. See, all these things come in. The top team of ISL goes and plays and represents India. Whereas ISL is not for Indian development, it's only for making money. That is why they had 7 foreigners playing. That is why we're not able to produce strikers and centre backs in India anymore. Because centre backs and strikers for the last 7 years have got no game time. That is why. How can you blame Manveer Singh if he's got only game time last year for the first time? Whereas he should have been getting game time every year. Sunil Chetri still scores because even if in Bangalore, he gets game time in every match. If Sunil Chetri was sitting on the bench, even he would not score. It's simple. Look at Komal Datkal from what he has become to what because he was put on the bench. You put any player on the bench, he'll become what? Bench player. We've got people like Ishan Pandita who came off and scored. They don't take him. We've got people like Vidya Sagar who can score every time. They don't take him. We've got great boys like Roshan who was in Bangalore FC or Nemil who's in FC Goa who proved in the Durand Cup, oh my God, they are brilliant players. They don't take him. In the last match, I don't know why the main players are not played. We've got a ball playing centre back in Sana and he was benched and there were 4 fullbacks played. So, by the way, our national coach is not put by AIFF, it's put by FSDL. A private body is appointing a national coach. A private company owns the top league of the country. Top league of the country, jo jeetne pe, we go and play in the Champions League. So understand, when a private person does it, then it's private profit. And all the money which comes in goes to private pockets, not to the game. So when I was opposing ISL, it was not ISL I'm opposing the top league of the country cannot be owned by a person. It has to be owned by the federation. Because the federation will look at how is India going to be developed. Because we should have only 4 foreigners. That's why I League was to have only 4 foreigners. And the moment ISL came in, to make the league look good, you had 7 foreigners, and that's where you got fucked. Then they talk about this rule called developmental players. Developmental players in India means players under 21. No. Abroad, developmental players means developed by your own academy. Manu has got a player which has been playing in their top team since they're for the last 100 years. They don't need it. Like Mohan Bagan is Bengal, they can go and buy any player they want. But their academy is still so good, and they think it is good to invest in that even for 100 years and winning all the titles, that they want to have the world's best academy. Same with Barcelona. They can buy any player, but the world's best academy is in Barcelona. So understand, you need to have the best academies to be the best, not put money on the top. Who else did that? China. Look where China is. Last year हमारे साथ draw करा. शर्म आनी चाहिए उनको. The maximum transfer fee in the world 2 years ago, more than Europe, was in fucking China. The kind of players they got. So if by playing with better players, you become better, then Chinese guys should have been beating Korea and Iran and Japan. No, they lose to them 5-0, 6-0 still. See, it's not rocket science. And it's been proven by the world how to do it. And these guys still don't want to do it. Why? Because they're not looking at Indian football. They're only looking at 2 years. They've only got 2 years left in their deal. So they're not going to look at now in the next 2 years also. See, our ranking will even go further. Why? Because FSDL still has control for the next 3 years. For the next 3 years, they own Indian football and they only care about profits for ISL. So the only things will happen is things getting better for ISL and getting worse for Indian football. And they're going to kill even I League more. Because even this much of popularity of the I League eats into popularity of ISL. That is why they made sure now there's no telecast. They made sure all our matches, even on second division, is at 12:30 in the afternoon. So tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we've been playing all matches at 12:30. Our matches are so the quality of level of football goes down. What happens? They're putting our matches at 12:30, 7th, 9th, 11th, 13th, 15th. Who the fuck plays like that, man? And who are the bosses? Not AIFF. FSDL is making them
I
do
have
this.
even seen I League matches being telecast by a mobile phone. That has even
That's
happened
true.
in earlier.
In Ludhiana, it happened. The guy was putting a mobile phone on a stick and he put it with tape and the internet dongle under it with tape and he was holding the mobile phone up like this and oh my god. Have you seen these guys sports broadcast, the guys who are doing the Delhi League? They're so good, sportscast. They're so good. The commentary is so good. It's brilliant. The thing which is happening for a second division right now is also very good. So if they want, they could have done it, but they made sure that it becomes so bad that people stop seeing it. But no matter what they do, we still get views. Like for a second division match, sorry, in Kerala there was a district match happening right now in Kerala Premier League or District League, and there were 50,000 people watching. 50,000 for a district league match in Kerala. That shows passion.
So I have another question here regarding young players. Recently, the CFL is going on in Kolkata, and a lot of young players like Subrata Murmu, Tanmay Ghosh, and other brilliant footballers, they are coming out. But ultimately, they are not picked up by any of the ISL clubs. Rather, they are preferring for some well-known, well-established names. So it is not a good branding for Indian football. So what is to be done by the FSDL to ensure that these young talents like Subrata Murmu and Tanmay Ghosh gets chance in a proper ISL clubs and they gets enough game time?
See, the point is that if FSDL wants to develop football in India, it is a matter of 2 seconds they can do it. You think they can't? They've got the money, they've got the resources, they've got technical know-how and best people in the world. So they know that what they need to do right now is to invest very heavily on the grassroots. But when will the results come out? After 20 years or 15 years or 10 years? Will FSDL still be here? No, maybe, maybe not. They don't know that. So why should we invest? But who will still be here? India, us fans, us footballers, everybody. So that is why it is so dangerous to give the top job, top thing to somebody like a corporate because they are only looking at how long their contract lasts. So FSDL is not going to do anything. If they wanted to do everything, they would have. That is why I'm saying जब खेलने चाहिए विद्यासागर when was scoring goals, he should have scored. When Jobby Justin was scoring goals, he should have fucking played for India. They have wasted talents like this. And they're still wasting talents by making sure the coach has been told you can only pick from ISL. Now, tell me, you need a guy who is a solid centre back, Anwar Ali, a ball playing centre back, Anwar Ali. We don't have anybody who scores goals. We have a centre back who scores goals. In every match, he's scoring. Then they say, no, no, level is low. He scored even in the Durand Cup. He's scoring everywhere, man. This level is not low. These teams which are in the second division, Bangalore United, जिनकी यहाँ पे आके अभी बुरी हालत हुई हुई है, they reached the semi-final of the Durand Cup. So they are all strong teams. And if this boy was able to do well, why don't you take him? But you rather put a right back or a left back as centre back. Why? So why? Because he is not playing in ISL. And अगर ये यहाँ से select हो गया तो इनकी league उस league पे focus चले जाएगा. So they've just banned people. So that means what has we done? So the national coach can only select from 30 players, 35. Why? Because in every team only 5 Indians play. If 5 Indians play, forget the goalkeeper, 5 Indians. So in 10 teams, 50 people play. 50 people, mein, there are only 35 who get regular game time. So 35 is the squad which he can actually pick the squad of what? Of 30 from. So that's why our results are like this. You need to have at least a pool of at least 200 players to choose from. He doesn't have any players to choose from. How can you blame him? He wanted, if I was the coach, I will go to the district leagues and select from there. Why? Because I'll first play the district boy in a state match in some plan, then test him out if he can perform. And then why not? So many boys abroad, like Fatih and like all the boys who've come in, Rodrigo, they're 16, 17, they're playing for Barcelona and they're playing Champions League, they're playing for Spain, they're playing for France. So why can't our 17-year-olds do that? Because you don't trust them enough. And it's the thing in Asia, basically. Asia में youth को नहीं trust करते हैं. And that is why Minerva has the youngest goal scorer in Asian Champions League or AFC Cup history in Toiba Singh. Not because Minerva is great. No, 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 no. It's not because of that. Because Minerva became the club who played the youngest player. Who was that? Toiba. Because we played the youngest player, he scored. Same way we hold the record in I League with Bodo. And first with Thapa, then it was broken. First it was Krishna Pandit, then it was Thapa, then it was Bodo, broken by Bodo. Then after Bodo, it was Himanshu Jangra. 15. Why? Not because Himanshu is great. Yes, he's a good player. But we played him at 15. So he's developed now. He's playing with the senior team for the last 2 years. And nobody does that. Because nobody cares. They only care about this year's result. कि इस साल हमने title कैसे जीतना है. So if you care only about that year's results, you're not going to get results. Football is a game to be planned well in advance if you want to really do well. And when I say advance, I'm talking about 10 years, 15 years, 20 years.
So I am asking you a question regarding Kolkata football. Recently, a turmoil is going on between the investors and the two main clubs of Kolkata football, East Bengal and Mohun Bagan. On one side, there is a fight between the officials and the investors in East Bengal. On the other hand, the supporters of Mohun Bagan Football Club are asking for their own rights and wanting the etiquette to remove. So why it is not becoming stable? Why such turmoils? Why such
Bhai,
clashes are
बताओ, what
taking
was
on
the need
18
of,
and
what
19?
was the need, tell me, what was the need of merging? You think, being honest, you think Mohan Bagan can't raise enough money on his own to get into the ISL? Let me just tell you, today, if I become
No,
a director in
investor
Mohan
is
Bagan,
always
I will,
available for Mohun Bagan.
yeah, man, I'll just sell, no, forget, we don't need investor for Mohan Bagan, we just need to sell the shirts. You don't understand the power of Mohan Bagan. If I put out different retro shirts, I can sell 5 lakh shirts in 5 days. Every time I take out a new shirt, it's sold out. I can raise that money in fucking 10 days. That's how powerful Mohun Bagan fans are, or East Bengal fans are for that matter. So this is all bullshit. This is all a way of FSDL taking over one of the biggest clubs of India. What was the need of a merger? ATK itself was the most successful ISL club. Mohun Bagan is the oldest club, the biggest club in India. How can you merge them? Why would you merge them? Unless and until you want to destroy Mohun Bagan. That is what FSDL wanted to do. They want to destroy the legacy and the history because just by that merging, They've just killed 100 years. Anyone, and East Bengal fans, and rightly so, can go and say your history is only 1 year old, you're 1 day old, and you have zero titles and zero victories. And we are East Bengal, we are 100 years old. They don't care about the fans. Yes, I'm saying corporate money. How do we do it? How do we make sure कि हमने AFC में और FIFA को बोल दिया है कि 2 क्लब्स इस साल हम लेंगे? कैसे लें? यार आई लीग के क्लब नहीं लेने यार. चलो एक काम करो, एक आई लीग का जो सबसे बड़ा क्लब है ना, उसको मर्ज कर लेते हैं यहाँ पे. तो काम हो गया, उनका क्लब भी ले लिया, ये भी हो गया, उनका AFC चैंपियंस लीग स्पॉट भी ले लिया. Champions League spot was earned by Mohan Bagan as an I League club. How dare you give it to the ISL club? ATK didn't earn it. Mohan Bagan earned it. So, see, all these things are happening with a big conspiracy and a plan. And the same thing they were trying to do with East Bengal. So, I'm just saying, East Bengal, Mohan Bagan don't need investors, man. They can get it like this. I'll sell my house. मैं घर बेच दूंगा. I'll sell my house if that's the thing. Why? To get to Mohan Bagan and buy it out. Why? Because I know my money. मैं घर बेचने के लिए तैयार क्यों? Because I know my घर is safe. कहीं नहीं जाएगा पैसा वो. If there's one solid investment in India, is Mohan Bagan and East Bengal. So I don't know what shit they're talking about. Just by one full house in YBK, 1 lakh people, if I keep it at 50 rupees tickets, I earn 50 lakh rupees. I have 10 matches there. I have 5 crore rupees there from just the gate receipts at 50 rupees a ticket. And tickets are 100, 200, 300. Shirts, another 5 crores minimum a year. And then sponsors, minimum 15, 20 crores a year. And then other rights, Magical, DDR, all those rights which you give of Mohan Bagan, that's some kind of an abroad rights. So it's a thing which you can actually make 20, 30 crores from easily, man, year revenue. And every year the players you play in Mohan Bagan, you can sell them off. Instead of just buying players, start selling your players also, because go give them long-term contracts, play them for 2 years in Mohan Bagan, third year sell them off somewhere else. Because anybody will take a Mohan Bagan player and you'll be able to make money. Why are you always paying Minerva? Minerva also wants to buy some of your players. Maybe they don't want to pay you as much. Maybe you give us your younger player for loan for a 20 lakh loan fee. We'll take him, play him for 2 years, make him really good, take him back and then play him more. I mean, they don't have any sense. So, see, that's what I'm saying. It's not the people who are running the football is not running it for the right reasons. FSDL is only about what? Money. Corporates are only about what? Money. If ATK starts losing 150 crores a year, ATK Mohan Bagan will be shut down by that guy. Take it in return from me. He'll shut it down. Because corporates care about what? Passion? Love? No. Money. Simple. It's been proven by what? How many ISL clubs started? 10. How many are there? Original, जो शुरू हुए थे? 5. So, if they were so big, passionate about football, why did they shut off? 5 clubs are shut down of ISL. And they say I League club shut down. Look at your ISL clubs. Parjindal took out a statement saying, Madam, we are losing 30 crores a year, please do something. You said after 5 years or 7 years we'll start making money. We are still losing 3 crores a year. Who's making money, by the way? Star Sports, FSDL, revenues of over 300 crores a year each.
So another question is regarding the Delhi FC. So how much are you optimistic regarding Delhi FC? Uh, what is your target?
Whenever my team plays, I'm very optimistic because I know my team, they play proper football. They're not looking at the opposing team. We have a system. We follow the system. If you look at my team playing, and I'm being honest, and you look at a European team playing, the kind of football they play is the same. And that is why, because it's being brought from the academy system. No big deal. It's just because they've been taught from the young age to do that. So it looks attractive to watch. And as long as the team plays to its potential, I am sure that we'll be one of the title contenders here for second division. We've done really well in the first 2 matches. We're topping our table. Tomorrow we play Kerala United, and I'm about to leave in 2 minutes for the practice. And hopefully we win tomorrow. If we win tomorrow, we have qualified, and that's a great thing to do. That within our first debut year, we have qualified from Delhi, and then we've qualified here. And in the futsal side, also we're doing very well. We won the state league. So, and in the Durand, in the very first debut year, we reached the quarterfinals from the toughest group. We, in fact, the other semi-finalists and the finalists didn't even play one ISL team. We played three ISL teams in 4 matches. So, and we did pretty well. So I think it was a great experience for us, and that is really going to help us here in the second division. It's really helping us here right now in the I League qualifiers.
Okay, sir. So
Yep.
uh, we have seen a lot of great players playing in the I League, like Johnny Acosta, Enrique Esqueda, then Leo Bartos, Dudu Omagbemi, who were at that time playing at Europe. So we have seen. So what was the need of another league called ISL when already I League was bringing such huge, talented,
See,
and
imagine
current
they
World
could
Cup
have.
all over the world?
I'll tell you why. Because they didn't own any of the clubs in the ISL. They own all of the clubs. They are franchisees. They are not clubs. So who's the owner of those franchisees actually? It's FSDL. Except Bangalore, only Bangalore FC is the only club which they do not own. They have a share in every other bloody club, and some shares are bigger than the other shares. So they couldn't control any of the other I League clubs. That is why they had to make their own league. Because I League clubs would have never allowed all this to happen. What's happening now? How can a private company choose our national coach? How can a private company tell the national coach that you can only take players from a private league? That's what's happening. Our national team is being selected only from a private league. Private league means it's owned by one person.
So, what do you think? Will an Indian national coach will be more efficient than a foreign coach, or foreign coach will be
Definitely.
better
No,
for
no,
us?
no. Always Indian coach. Why? Because it takes 1 year just to get to know the boys. And in fact, suppose I'm a foreigner and I want tomorrow I've got center backs which are injured. Yes, go. Okay. So I'm going to talk to you while moving. So I've got center backs which are injured. What I will do is, if I'm a foreigner, I'll ask somebody, "Kya, who's got center back? I need a center back. I need a center back." But if I'm an Indian coach, because I have been born and brought up in India, I will know that the Indian center backs here available to me are Anwar Ali or Chingal Sena, or if I want somebody huge, oh, I played with this guy called Dalraj, and this Dalraj guy was really, really good. And he was 6 feet 4. Or I need ball playing center backs. So that will be Sana and Anwar Ali. Okay, I need somebody huge with heart and toughness.
Okay.
Sandesh Jingan and this guy. I already know that as an Indian. And it takes 1 year. So all our best results, you go back to our international results, you'll see all our best results have been with Indian coaches. Earlier it was Sayyid sir, Rahim Nabi sir, and uske baad it was Sukhi sir, and all those best results of my team have come with Indian coaches. So I always believe with a club you need a foreigner because you've got 5 foreigners, and the foreigners are going to win you the matches. So how do you control them? You need a foreigner coach, no problem. But with 11 Indians in the field, you need an Indian who knows each culture, who knows इस state के बंदे ऐसे होते हैं और उनके साथ ऐसे deal करते हैं. सारों के साथ because basically in India you're dealing with 30 different countries and 30 different players from 30 different countries.
So, okay, sir. Thank you. So, I would like to give a last comment to the all of the members who are watching this show at the current time. To if you have any message to give them.
I would like to say to all of them, keep supporting and don't give up. We will get there, and we'll get there very soon. I promise. Soon means I promise you that myself will make sure 2034 we will get to the World Cup. Till then, just keep supporting the youth because those are the boys who are going to get you to the World Cup, not this team, not the next team, not the next 10 years.
Okay, sir. Thank you for coming to our show. I would like to thank you very much, and I I think that sir will come again whenever time permits. Namaskar, Jai Hind.